Yo, 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 what's good? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Prestigious Palshay Productions. Thank you for joining me here on my journey, my sacred healing journey. I appreciate each and every one of you for subscribing and just for taking the time out of your day to listen to my message, listen to the content that I'm putting out. I really appreciate you. So thank each and every one of you. Today I want to share about when I went to treatment at Cree Nations Treatment Haven in 2017. It was such a beautiful experience for me, and I remember when I was at treatment, like one of my friends had said, "You sound like a motivational speaker," and I was like, "What? Who's she talking about?" Because I could never fathom that for myself. Being in a gang for over 12 years, being lost in addiction for over 25 years, being in poverty, dealing with racism, being called no good Indian, go to jail, these things really defeat you as a person, and it just makes you think low about yourself. And that's how I felt about myself for a long time. So when my friend had said, "You sound like a motivational speaker," I couldn't even grasp that, like hardly. I barely just grasped it, but I held on to it and I was thinking about it. See, one of the hardest things I ever had to do in this life was to convince myself that I could actually do this, what I'm doing here right now. I'm speaking, I'm doing YouTube videos. It's such a blessing. And so I remember getting out of treatment. I remember that. And I was like, okay, right on. I'm on fire. I'm passionate. I'm committed. I want to be a motivational speaker and I want to work with the youth. Yes, I want to be a mentor. I want to be a guide to these young lost lives. I want to be that mentor who I needed when I was younger, who I never had. I want to be that guy to these young lost lives. That's what I want to do. And it just so happened I lived down the block from Street Culture in Regina. So I was all excited. I got my resume. See, I was a welder for like almost 10 years. I tailored my resume as best I could, got a little cover letter together, and I sent it to Street Culture. And I was all excited. I was like, yes, right on. I'm going to be in the community service doing community work. This is awesome, right? And so a little bit of time had passed. And then I had received an email in response, a very polite email, right? And more or less what it stated was, "Oh, we appreciate you reaching out. Yes, we appreciate that. However, due to your lack of schooling in such areas and your lack of experience in such areas, at this time, unfortunately, we're not able to provide you with any employment opportunities. Maybe you should go and volunteer at some places and go get some schooling and go get some experience and then come back to us. And then we'll revisit it, right?" And I remember how that felt. Like at one point I was just so excited and then I was let down. I'm so hopeful and then so discouraged, so inspired and then defeated. I took it personally and I was hurt. And I ended up relapsing after that, shortly after that. And a year blew by. Like, whoa, a whole year blew by. I remember that. But to think of where I was then to where I am now, wow, that's a total transformation. That was 4 years ago. And since then, I went to detox, I went to treatment, I enrolled in school. I'm halfway through a degree in university at the First Nations University of Canada studying Indigenous social work. And for those who don't know, it's not regular social work. There's regular social work, and there's Indigenous social work. They're similar, but they're very different. Their approaches, the way that they work with people, the things that we're taught, my healing and my growth, I attribute a lot of it to my schooling that I'm doing now. So I'm very blessed to be in the schooling. As well, I've joined up with Straight Up. I've been a member of Straight Up for just under 3 years, and I've been employed by them as a lived experienced mentor for just over 1 year. One of the very few organizations that I'm aware of that values that lived experience. Oh, I was a gangster in the streets. I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addict. All right, but I'm getting healthy now. Hired. You got a criminal record? Hired. You can't get my job unless you have a criminal record, and that's a fact. Can't say that too many places. But just to think of that whole transformation that I did, wow, it's amazing. So I'm halfway through my degree. I've shared my story hundreds of times in front of live audiences. I've shared my story virtually over 100 times easily. And it's just such a blessing to be where I'm at. I have my own place. I have my own vehicle. I have healthy supports who don't want anything from me. They just want to support me. I mean, wow. I remember this quote. This quote really stuck with me. It was like, you got to be willing to kill the person you were born to be in order to become the person that you want to be. I heard that. I thought, wow, I had to really digest that and soak that up for a minute, right? So, yeah. And then recently, a few months ago, I remember one of my bros, he reached out to me from the Gain Life way back when. He's living in a different place now, but he's like, hey, bro, you work with Straight Up, right? He's like, how do I get a job there? Can you get me a job? And I was kind of like, I laughed, right? I just read the message and I was like, whoa, can I get him a job? Like as if it was that so easy. Yeah, hey, my bro wants to work here now. He's ready. Give him a job. That's where I was in 2017, though. I thought about that's where I was. I was ready. I was passionate. I was inspired. I was ready to go work with the youth, be a speaker. Because I didn't have no foundation to back it up. So the schooling, the treatment, the healing, the work in the community was Straight Up. This is my foundation to be able to have my job and be where I'm at now. And so I politely suggested to him, hey man, have you ever went to treatment? What kind of schooling do you have? What kind of certification do you have? He's like, oh, I have some carpentry. I have my first aid. I was like, yeah, that's good. That's good. Just keep building upon that. Maybe get into some schooling that will help gear you in towards working in this field, right? And so I kind of gave him the same ideas that I was given, but it just made me really reflect on like, that's where I was. I was naive, foolish almost, but I've matured a lot since I've had my dream. See, when I got my dream, I didn't realize how much it was going to transform me along the way. I thought it was about getting from here to here, but that's not what it's about at all. It's who you become in the process, who you transform into. I'm passionate about my craft. I care about it. I would do this for free. Easily, I am doing this for free. That's why I read, write, study, learn, grow, change, develop, transform, transcend. And then, my friends, metamorphosize to the skies. So beautiful. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that if you have a dream, something that you really, really want to do, it's possible. You can do it. You can achieve it. You can become this person. You can achieve any dream that you want to achieve if you're dedicated, if you're persistent, and if you don't give up. Even though through my trials and my errors and my tribulations, my pains, my sacrifices, my hurts, my traumas, my relapses, my struggles, I've never given up on my dream. I always hung on to my dream and valued it. And today, my dream is bigger. My dream has come true bigger than I could even imagine. So that's my point to you today. Stay true. Work on your dreams. It comes true. Be you. Thanks. Peace out.